Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well. And today, just pretty much a little update video of what we're doing here in the shop. Of course, there's not really that much of a build, pretty much. But I think we got one of these cars or one of another car in the frame machine. Getting ready for an episode for a rebuild series, and it's gonna be basically just a rear end repair as well. But that's gonna be in the next video. I think probably tomorrow if I can't do that because I know it's gonna be a busy day. But still, I'm gonna try to do my best to get you guys that video on tonight, tomorrow night as well. But here we go. Just a little update what we're doing today. What we have here as well. This is basically what we're doing. I think if you guys didn't see this, this is a Chrysler 300, um, fully wedged in, basically more inside of the car. Airbags deployed, the headline airbags deployed, the seats, the airbag deployed, everything basically deployed except the steering wheel, which I'm not surprised. I think. So yeah, this thing was a heavy impact as well, but some things as well, also some things that were that were kind of needed to be more pulled in is because the customer, of course, he brought the two doors, the replacement doors for this Chrysler. We fitted the doors. The rear end door is fine, but this passenger door, it cannot be fully shut. So it can close, but it's gonna hit this tight. It's gonna hit the rear door and cause some damage and hit the little bit bedrock right here. I mean, this little chrome piece, which is in the other door. I didn't take the picture of it, but it will hit the little piece here and a little bit damage on the door as well. The other plan is basically trying to pull these two apart, try to get that tension off, so we can probably get the door back in together as well. Try to get the door to fully shut. So basically, if another day it's gonna rain and it's gonna be here, we don't want to get water inside the car and be just soaking wet. So that's what we're doing. So that's I think that was last week. It's off the frame machine. It's another car in there in the frame machine right now. It's basically outside, but good thing just not. It was cloudy today, but didn't rain, so that's pretty much good. So this right here, another car that we finished last week. It was basically a 2013 Honda Sonata. Basically the quarter panel damage. A little bit. We did the whole sanding damage, body work here, the whole quarter panel here, and also a little bit of the C pillar side here as well, and near the tail lamp as well. But there's a bunch of dents. I think if I had a full photo, there's a bunch of dents on the trunk lid, the roof, the hood panel, and also many more other stuff. It's because this thing got a bunch of, I think it was a big rainstorm, and it just had a lot of dents of basically hail, and believe that I think probably I'm just gonna get like all those things just get replaced because there's no reason why to put so much body filler, and basically you're just really doing a whole respray. So that's not pretty much the thing, but after that it was mostly we just did this main structure, the damage. I didn't take the picture, the before pictures of the car, how it looked like. But also we did as well the rear bumper, basically the whole respray of this rear bumper as well. So that's basically off as well. And this was just heavily damaged, had black scratches. So we used the black body filler for the plastic bumpers, and we sanded primer, and then this is pretty much all repainted back to the gray color. And so this is what we were talking about for this Chrysler build right here. This one is basically what we did was just drill some holes, and these frame structures, what the A pillar to the B pillar, these are pretty strong. Steel, of course, from this car, but it got heavily impacted. Of course, we had to took the carpet off the front seat, and as well as the rear carpet as well. All that stuff to basically get inside, chain it together, and try to pull this B pillar off too, and also trying to get this whole rocker panel pulled back as well, because this is a really struggle. And basically we had to do a little manufacturing with this steel rod, and basically just kind of make it like a hook, but we had to basically weld another piece of metal here so the hook doesn't fly off while it's getting pulled while we're pulling this. And basically what was in the other side here is basically a little, basically another, well, this is what I'm talking about. There it is here. This is where basically the little rod goes in that hole, and put a nut in there, and try and tighten it as fast. Try to tighten it not as fast as you can, but mostly as well this little big piece of metal right here to basically try to get enough tension off and basically just beat it with a hammer and reshape the metal. And depending on me, this is a lot of work. Half of the work is done, but not that much. So we're gonna do a lot of stuff, more stuff into this thing, which I'm gonna cover that in another video as well. But this is what we did for the front door. The rear door, I did take a picture. It's kind of really bad. So this is what I'm talking about. We also re-drilled the holes. This was just, it was a lot of work, of course, and the car was dirty, of course. Car was dirty, and we had to vacuum and a bunch of metal, glass, everything, so we don't get ourselves cut or have any type of just anything on our skin. So pretty much we did all that, and also all this is basically re-pulled back and refitted with the doors and put the recarpet and everything back in. But we're probably gonna work our hands again, our hands in back to this car. So we're probably gonna see, you guys probably will see this back in another episode. But this is one car that I think you guys probably saw in the backgrounds of the other videos I had. And this is basically a Mercedes C300. So this car right here, I don't want to get into too much information, but this car is from the client bought and gave us. Let me drink a sip of water. Not sponsored with Kirkland. But basically what it is, this client brought, I think last year, brought this C300. He bought it from the auction, and I don't want to give you the whole price. I'm not trying to go dox himself. I'm trying to not dox or expose him. But this guy bought this C300, and this thing cost. Wait, I just said I'm not gonna do that, so I almost just self-exposed myself. So basically, this car he bought this from salvage yard, and it was a bunch of damage, of course. So this what happened was this whole rear end had to be replaced. The whole back wall mostly is the main part had to be replaced as well. The cool thing is he bought basically half of the parts. He bought the trunk lid, the rear bumper, the front bumper, and also the lights as well. I think so. I think the lights did. He had to buy the lights as well. But also there was some many more things we had to do as this rear windshield was basically broken. So we had to order a new rear windshield and also clean the interior from the rear seats because it was just a bunch of glass laying on the floor. And it's dangerous for anyone who's gonna sit there or trying to work right next to it and don't want to get glass in your skin and cut. And also, there's a bunch of things that we had as well. This rear door, it's all aluminum, and basically, it was just a bunch of stuff we had to do. This door, we would think about be replaced, but we just do the body filler as well. And all of this is basically just a bunch of dents and grooves of everywhere damages into this car. And this is basically this car being prepared to be primered. Show the other side as well. And this is what pretty much the rear end is, or the front end is. Basically, this whole bumper, just pretty much we're just realigning and getting the bumper ready set as well. See everything's good. Doesn't have any uh quirks or anything like ridges or anything that's basically bugging the bumper and not fitting in place. As well as this hood had major damages, so some scratches and some dents. So we aligned that up, do some body work, put some body filler as well, and primer this one up as well as the little fender of the driver's side as well. And also there's some other things, other side of the other front bumper. I think my mouse died. Did my mouse die? Yeah, it did just for a bit. And also the other side of the rear end, more dents and damages, and more stuff that we repaired as well. And this one right here, the last thing showing in this video, is this keel sole. So this keel sole has been repaired, and I don't know if you guys could tell. I think I had a photo, but the photo didn't really got a good resolution, so I didn't upload this on the computer. So if you could tell, this car had been worked from a different body shop, and I can tell you, if you've seen this in person, it was just a terrible job. Basically, what's going on was this whole of this car. This is basically a new condenser and radiator that we replaced, and also this support bar. This support bar that the body shop worked on, it didn't have one, and basically this guy ran with this car without a support bar. So basically, in those chances, he was really lucky enough to not get heavily, hurt if he was driving this car and someone hits him, and or he hit somebody or someone hits him in the front. He is lucky because if he didn't have this one and he gets the front into back, he can cause himself to have severe damages or probably get himself killed. So that's one thing, of course. that was safety is get the support part, get basically get the whole front end assembly. And basically they pretty much did a pretty bad job. They put basically screws on unwanted territories on this radiator support, and there's a bunch of holes that they just made to make the car, back to 100%. It wasn't, dude. The frame as well of this unibody of this Kia Soul, kind of this little frame port near the rails here, they were just been pulled, and basically half of the metal has been like cracked and detached, and basically it needed to be welded back. So that's what we did. This was just in the frame machine, and that's a little hint of the next episode, Honda Accord. So get ready for that. I think that's what you guys were going to think about. And also, even as well, the paint job. This paint job did not really detect that much. It's not even, it's more like kind of a more cappuccino. It's kind of like a Starbucks cappuccino or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know anything about Starbucks lattes or anything, but you could say this one's a little bit. This is more a little bit more light to color. This one's like more bland. So you could tell this is mostly the car. This is the car paint from the manufacturers. This is where the respray happened. And you can see the respray came. It didn't. They didn't even tape or cover the whole radiator support as well. You can see all the paint here getting basically blasted as well. So they didn't cover basically half of that. So basically the customer could see that, but if the light's here, he probably not might know that. But if someone like who's working and doing for another body shop, they could see this, and that's pretty much a pretty bad job of not just protecting the whole thing and not getting anything sprayed, just only the body parts. But that's pretty much it of the video. Hope you guys love it. Just a little short term of what we're doing right now at the shop as well. And get ready for the next episode for I think the second rebuild of this channel as well. I'm gonna give you guys some more coverage on the C300, the Chrysler 300, and also this Kia Soul. But if you guys do love this video, drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next one.